Good morning. Today, 13th August 2024, we are going to discuss editorials of The Hindu. Today's quote: Success is not key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. This is told by Albert Schweitzer. He is a Nobel Peace Prize winner. He's from France. Basically, everyone seeks success. But success depends upon certain process. You should keep involve yourself whether you like it or not. Suppose you are preparing for UPSC. Every day studying is very burdensome. Answer writing, even understanding things, it's very difficult part. And then it is a very disciplined thing also, right? If you like, if you want to pursue, like you can imagine your future. So future IAS officer, where you will be implementing a lot of changes in the ground level, and then you will be bringing a lot of downtrodden communities, and you can empower their lives, right? So basically, you should involve yourself. That's what this quote says. There are mainly four articles we are going to discuss today in The Hindu. These article not important. This is a regional article from Andhra Pradesh power sector. So this also we are not going to discuss a lot of factual data. This article it discusses about disinformation and cyber security. This article we will discuss. This article basically civil liberties. Yesterday we discussed about Manish Sisodia case where civil liberties had taken toll. So this article, Supreme Court gave a judgment. So this article we will discuss in detail. This article talks about the Kashmir file. So Kashmir, after Article 370, abrogation of Kashmir into Union territory with legislature. So Supreme Court told to conduct election there. The election is not yet happened. So we will discuss this article from in that detail. And even Zika virus, one article has come. This article also will discuss in detail. First article, disinformation, artificial intelligence and cyber review. 2024, right? It can be considered as a wave of security threats and security specialists world over, they have faced a wide spectrum of security threats. There are growing threats from machines such as artificial intelligence, even generative AI and artificial intelligence. You might have heard about ChatGPT recently. So ChatGPT gives, once you feed the data to ChatGPT, it provides a lot of data. But the data veracity, whether it is truth or not, that we cannot verify. Together with expanding horizon of disinformation, even cyber security threats, it seems very gloomy outlook. What is happening in the future? Recently, 33rd Summer Olympic Games in France, it conducted during July and August 2024. They were seen as real and tempting target for digital, including cyber and other criminal activities. But by far, we didn't place any such issues during these Olympic Games, and these things could have been launched by even terror groups also. Such fears are very interesting, and then it is we cannot avoid them because they are founding thing. And given this rise of artificial intelligence cyber security threat, so this disinformation is going to happen. What do you mean by disinformation at first instance? Right, there is a lot of information, fake information, that is being spread through social media. Even artificial intelligence, what it does is it will create a person similar to your view, and then they will do the ransom, basically ask people, call people, they make the similar voice of yours, and then they will threaten the people saying that you are in danger. They may call your family, and then they can do a lot of things. Basically this is artificial threat. Several months down the road, any spectacular attack can happen. We cannot take relief measure that nothing is happened in Olympics also. There is no reason to relax. If we have to maintain our extreme vigilantism in case of the digital threats. Digital threats, whenever digitalization is growing, so digital threats are going to emerge. Paris Olympic Games ended successfully, but this vigilance, there is a price for that. Security agencies that paid to maintain proper game. Undoubtedly, Olympic Games of this big size, passing off without any major incident, is a great victory for security managers engaged in providing security of the Olympic game. it is very worthwhile to look back and see what did or what did not happen in 2024. The year started with prognosis in 2024, like confronts with many issues related to security threats, disinformation. It is already filing 2024. We have gone for major election in India, right? During this election, you might have seen a lot of videos being circulated in media. Some news outlets covering BJP, some outlets covering Congress. The campaign was very high, and we cannot verify. The data being provided in this video. There was a lot of misinformation being spread. Similarly, in January 2024, during the election, a lot of videos have been fled, like fake post videos. This caused widespread confusion among the people, but vigilantism hardly ignored there. Even this can be attributed to China, where world nothing is what it seems. So it is evident, with coming of this artificial intelligence, this spread of disinformation is going to increase, and then it cannot be seen literally. You cannot see outside, so they will be growing this threat of disinformation. Artificial intelligence principle and is the sole culprit. Artificial intelligence, there are a lot of benefits we are gaining through artificial intelligence, but imagine when it goes to terror groups, they can make a lot of changes, right? Indeed, it is spreading disinformation has become far easier with this advent of artificial intelligence. One more area we discussed about is deepfakes. Digitally manipulating the video, audio, even images. They are repeatedly broadcasted, and then on the headlines. This creates a maniac of this disinformation, right? It is very disgusting of disinformation. Truth is revealed much later. After that, like all damage would have been done. Liberty of the people will people whatever the damage happened to people, it would have done by the time. Truth will come much later. But there is no comprehension today. People are not comprehending the risk posed by artificial intelligence generated other deep fake devices. What do you mean by deep fake? Suppose say I am in place of me, they will create another artificial intelligence related deepfake profile, and then they will make it, it will look like real, that I myself is talking, right? In such a scenario, they will make deep fakes. Together with these cyber attacks and artificial intelligence, the world need to realize that we face a new and grim reality that cannot be ignored any longer. National security will be damaged by these new emerging threats. Even when it comes into purest form, there is no enough comprehension of what is actually happening, because artificial intelligence is gone to such a extent level that people cannot identify what is background of artificial intelligence unless you are a computer science engineer and you are working in the artificial intelligence domain. Combination of these cyber attacks and artificial intelligence generated disinformation cause great havoc. Even conflict in Ukraine also. Ukraine war is happening. One side, Ukraine people are creating a lot of information. Even Russia side also creating lots of information. People don't know what to believe, what is the new information. Ukraine is a good study for how the conflict could imply this disinformation, including artificial intelligence enabled disruption against one another to each other disadvantage. Together this with cyber attacks, this led to major disruption in critical infrastructure, even telecommunications in power grids also. Last month we have seen massive cyber attack, whether artificial intelligence or not, right? So this gives a preview what could happen, right? You might have seen software, Microsoft software crumbled down because of software glitches, not because of this uh, malware and all. But you can preview what could happen. A glitch in the software updation in the Microsoft Windows caused massive outage in United States and even across the globe also. Many airlines flight operations disrupted, air traffic disrupted, even stock exchange they lost many more. Stock exchange proceeded with business as usual. Even Indian computer emergency response team, they issued severity rating of critical in this incident. This incident, whatever happened with Microsoft, blue screen of death, we call all the screens of computer turned into blue screen. This was not a cyber attack, but it gave a preview. That means like it is kind of a trailer. what kind of disruption it could happen across the worldwide because of these cyber attacks. According to Microsoft, 8 million Windows devices failed. This led to global disruption across massive scale. Even hospitals also faced many issues. Patients, those who are in critical intensive care unit, they also had faced many issues. One thing, human memory tends to be very short, and it may not be necessary to remind world about the same some of the better known cyber attacks in the past which caused havocs across the world. In 2017 you might have seen WannaCry ransomware. This attacked ransom crypto one 230,000 computers across 150 countries. It caused a huge amount of billions of dollars of damage. So WannaCry, even UPSC also asked a question about this WannaCry. You might have seen recently in news. What is this? This is cyber attack, ransomware attack basically. Same year witnessed another cyber attack called Shamoon computer virus, mainly against oil companies, oil and gas companies. Saudi Arabia's Aramco company. This is a oil refining company in Saudi Arabia. Ras Gas in Qatar. So this was the biggest hack in the history. Even Petya malware, they affected banks, electricity grids, and then host of other institutions across Europe and United Kingdom. Also, it was seen in United States and Australia. Few cyber attacks had more devastating impact than caused by Stuxnet. This Stuxnet, this is very very important. 2 lakh computers were impacted by it and then physically degraded as a result. Basically, Stuxnet. What is this Stuxnet? Stuxnet is a malicious computer worm. It had been developed for over a period of 5 years. You can understand, for 5 years they worked very hard and then they have put up into the system. It targeted supervisory control and data acquisition system. Target in this case was Iran nuclear program. Iran was developing a nuclear program. This had become even case study also. Iran nuclear program, they were developing nuclear, and then it was told that Israel had put up in there, so to understand, to interfere in their nuclear development program. But what is now known about Stuxnet is that its design and architecture is not domain of specific, but could be tailored for attacking most modern system in use. So in the same manner, whatever they have designed Stuxnet, so it can be used in modern system also. So you have seen WannaCry, ransomware, even Shamoon, Shamoon computer virus attack, Petya malware, Stuxnet. All these things denote there is a growing cyber threats. Potential threat posed by this artificial intelligence disinformation. It gives a very gloomy picture across the global landscape for ordinary individuals. Cyber is already persisting threat. Number of victims of cyber fraud, cyber hacking already growing exponentially recent years. You might have seen many people, they are getting fake calls. Even wives of husband, their husband might be working in office, they will get a call from their husband. In the same manner, they will speak and they will ask, they will demand, your husband is in threat, so you give the money. Someone threat in the name of police. These things are growing day by day. So fraudsters are posing delivery company agents. Even they are making a delivery attempts in this process to attain personal information for their malicious use. Even rising curve of false credit card transaction, they obtain the personal information to defraud this unwitting individuals. Compromising business emails is also an increasing use. Widespread use of cyber fraud is also phishing. Phishing is one area where they will get customer ID, credit card, debit card number, and even their PIN also. You can understand. They're like, this is financial crime. The list is very extensive. It extends to spamming as well. You will get electronic mail stating that you have received some message, you have received some few, you have won some few $1 million. In that manner, they will do spamming also. Identity theft is among the most serious danger that has become very widespread. Across domestic world, government are seeking to put place proper system to deal with these digital threats. Industry and private institutions, they are lagging behind. A lot of industries, because industry they work in manufacturing sector, they will be dealing with manufacture. When it comes to digital, they lag always. It is industry and private institutions are most vulnerable to these digital attacks. Having firewalls. What do you mean by firewalls? Suppose if an industry is there, they are having their own system. Outside from one information is coming, they to protect them, they will have the firewall. This is called firewall. So all this industry, they will be having firewalls, antivirus defenses, even good backup and disaster recovery system. They are not enough. Most CEOs of company, most CEO of many companies, they are not adequately equipped to deal with these digital threats. It might be useful to have chief information and security officer to look at their system and advise them what they should do. Awareness of the growing danger of digital threats is a first step battle against this cyber and artificial intelligence directed threats. Unauthorized use of generative AI account already become and stock trade in digital bullying. People take all your data. Suppose say now you are doing in chat gpt you will feed a lot of data. So when someone asks questions about that thing, so ChatGPT remember that data and provide data to someone. So this kind of malware will happen everywhere, and then those people will threaten you with your personal data. Preventing this demands a great deal of effort and adequate budgetary allocations, even public and private domain also. Growing these cyber threats need more than anything else. These potentially dangerous digital technologies require more specific attention to those in charges. Even in case of democracies also, awareness about digital bullying, other forms of manipulation is fundamental if you are to prevent such a situation getting out of our hand. More than anything else, there is need to create a realization. Struggle against digital threats calls for coordinated action. Everyone should work in tandem. Also, there should be a realization across the nations, especially across the democratic countries today, about growing cyber attacks and new different sources from new different sources. There is every need to counter digital surveillance, disinformation, bullying, manipulation for our survival. So basically, this article is very good. We are going to discuss this next article about custodian of liberties. Supreme Court guarantees liberties, liberty, equality, fraternity. These are founding principle in our constitution. They have included in our preamble also. Why this article is very important? The custodian of liberties. Supreme Court is a custodian of liberty. When anyone's liberty is damaged, they can go to Supreme Court under Article 32 and High Courts under Article 226. Then they can remedy there. So former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, he had, like, he is cleared from apex court of custodian of individual liberties. Basically, court told that this judgment is very important. Constitutional court has leaned in favor of constitutionalism, the rule of law, which liberty is an intrinsic part. Constitution always favors liberty, that we discussed, and even it is included in our preambles also. Even Supreme Court cited this judgment Arnab Manoranjan Goswami versus State of Maharashtra and others. It reaffirmed, court reaffirmed that liberty across human era is as tenacious can be. मतलब that means tenacious को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में जिद. So this liberty is as tenacious it can be. जिद को ही जिद से समझ सकते हो, right? Even 1977, Justice Krishna Iyer, he told that bail is the rule, jail is an exception. Article 21. Suppose say someone is put up in jail. Most of the time, in olden time, what after independence, there were less awareness about the people about these fundamental rights. Then they used to go a lot of violations of the fundamental right. So this was a very great judgment in which a court told that Justice Iyer, Krishna Iyer told that Article 21 implies to them right to life is included to them. So it is rightly concluded in the case of Mr. Sisodia also. That's what others says. Again, article goes in analyzing the things. Basically, it goes into its earlier observations. Earlier, it had taken, first order in October 30, 2023, Manish Sisodia versus Central Bureau of Investigation. It had even reviewed 56,000 pages of document, 456 witnesses. By the time he had put up in jail for a long time, it also relied upon several judgments, like Kashmira Singh, even later decision also, P. Chidambaram, Satyendra Kumar Antil, even this could be added with Sheikh Javed Iqbal, this decision also. Court told that constitutional mandate, constitutional order must prevail over higher law. Any law made by Supreme Court, any law made by Parliament this is just law. But when it comes to constitution, constitution is supreme. This is even discussed in the constitutional amendments also. Even famous Supreme Court judges also, they told constitution is supreme, and constitution will be protected by courts, higher courts, high courts and Supreme Courts. So they told constitutional mandate is prevail over the higher law. And then in this case, it prevails. Even it prevails about the article, section 439 of Criminal Procedure Code and section 45 of the Prevention of the Money Laundering Act. Judgment, we can see it is a good thing. They have considered libertarians. It is good for libertarian people. Taking cognizance of this information, parliament recently told like 5,000 cases brought under PMLA in last 10 years, only 40 cases convicted in this case. That means you see very low, can be like political vendetta, whatever you may call. Rajya Sabha, in a statement, Rajya Sabha, Minister of State for Finance disclosed ED filed 15 enforcement case information reports in 2019. Like these are the cases filed by ED. Only one conviction in this case is noted. 2019 they have filed 15 cases. 2020, 28, even 2024 they have filed almost three cases in 2024 as of now. Only one conviction is noted in this case. So clearly the process of our criminal justice system, this is leading to a lot of endless delays, and it is oppressive, and procedure itself is being punishment. Suppose say now you are not proven guilty, but you are under trial. Trial is taking place for a long time, so this is basically justice delayed is justice denied. The reality of technicalities of procedure law defeating justice has been judicially recognized, and they have summed up in mortality of justice at the hands of law. Even this case, Sushil Kumar Sen, Ranim Kusum, these things, justice mortality, you need to maintain justice at all time. Justice cannot die, just values cannot die basically. Notwithstanding this constitutional merit, the judgment begs, like judgment asks several questions. First thing, can court right during trial, whatever the court could have given bail to him, and then he could have come out, and then court could have ordered taken things from there. But was whether to put him 6 to 8 months, whether it was enough, or even extending detention of the accused on the basis of the prosecuting counsel statement recorded in the court second order, that was on 4th June 2024, right? That should be filed on July 3, 2024. That means they recorded on this, and it was filed on July 3rd, 2024. That means they have just complicated. They have put up very long process. So this does not make the prosecution judge on its own cause, because it denies the first principle of justice, natural justice. So there should be fair trial process for every individual prisoner. In our constitutional scheme, liberty of individual cannot be held hostage to fairness and prosecutor alone. So liberty cannot be tolerated. So it must be on the unbreachable foundation of justice, anchored with justice is born in the it is born, and then till death it should be with justice only. Justice is born, and till death justice should not take any colorable form. It should be justice. We know that this sacrosanct rights confirms the law, and there is no virtue in legal process that are unjust, and laws that are failed to render justice must be changed. So justice cannot be changed in the circumstances, basically. Subsequently, he has granted bail. It is a good thing, but pursuing these political vendettas is not a matter of significance. That what main article this talks about. So this article, this is about the Zika virus, and then author recommends a state to develop capacity conducting testing and sequencing viruses. Zika outbreak began in June 20. First case was reported from Pune, and then it was confirmed slowly but steadily rising. Presently, August first week, Maharashtra reported 88 confirmed cases. Pune center, the epicenter where it originated, 73 cases have been found. 6 are from rural Pune. Of the total number reported so far, 37 they were reported from pregnant women alone, accounting half more than half number of confirmed infections. People with Zika virus infection, they risk suffering from Guillain-Barré syndrome, a neurological disorder. Basically, immune system mistakenly attacks part of the peripheral nervous system when it attacks your nervous system. But its more harmful effect is seen in pregnant women who run on a risk of giving birth to babies with average, like smaller than average head size. Their head will be smaller than average head size. That is called microcephaly, and other neurological impairments which we may not be knowing much. In January 2023, paper by Lancet Regional Health, meta-analysis of babies born in 1,548 pregnant women infected with Zika virus were studied. 13 studies from Brazil in 2015 to 17. The study found that there is an absolute risk of microcephaly to be 6.6% either at birth or during follow-up stages. Babies also had 18.7% absolute risk of suffering from functional neurological abnormalities, even relatively smaller risk of neuroimaging, ophthalmic, and then auditory abnormalities. Even sound hearing issues were also there. There was also significant risk of premature birth, low birth weight, and even small gestational age. Lesser about, and one more risk was that, like men transmitting virus through sexual fluids to women. Suppose a woman is pregnant, and then this becomes very dangerous issue. This is very important for infected men, especially those who are planning family, to be aware about this risk, as well as they need to be recommended measures to prevent viral transmission to women at least in 3 months. That's what told by United States in its CDC guidelines. Kerala recently demonstrated its outbreak of Nipah virus, and Gujarat even learned from its Chandipura virus outbreak, even acute encephalitis syndrome cases. It is becoming increasingly important, even necessary, for state to develop capacity to conduct high quality testing, even sequencing of virus that cause frequent and deadly outbreaks. What happens is, many a times, even COVID time also, whenever they take the sample collection becomes very difficult task, and after collection sample, the virus may or may not survive in the lab condition. Even it changes a lot of forms, so it becomes very difficult to study. That's why high quality testing equipment are much needed. From the time virus first detected case is observed, reduction to lead time to test result is a key for like public health responses that can limit virus spread and stop outbreak. Immediately identify, take the virus, a virus sample, and then test it, and then employ the measures to prevent the outbreak. COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated the advantage of decentralized testing, even sequencing also. The same thing should be replicated for every pathogen that causes deadly outbreaks. In Kerala, Nipah virus is there. In Gujarat, Chandipur virus is there. Even recent Zika virus also. These things should be. These are like emerging diseases. They should be taken care, and then proper methods need to be planned, like we planned for COVID-19. So next article we will discuss about the Jammu Kashmir. Article 370 came. This article basically discuss about two things. Right? Article 370 came. It divided into Jammu Kashmir into two regions. Jammu Kashmir as a union territory with state legislature, whereas Ladakh with union territory. So in Jammu Kashmir, since then no elections conducted. Supreme Court recently told to conduct election by September 2024. Election Commission of India, the body which conduct election across the nation, they have visited Jammu and Kashmir two times. Now it is evident that they may conduct elections. Recent even Lok Sabha elections also, there was more than 50% voter participation. This was a record high after independence. Nobody participated in such a large scale manner in voting process. That means the voice for democratic principle is growing in Jammu Kashmir. Since 2014, their assembly is dissolved. In 2018, the coalition government completely dropped. There was a coalition government led by BJP and local party in PDP, I guess, PDP, People Democratic Party, Mehbooba Mufti's party, and BJP was in coalition. But that party, BJP ended its coalition with PDP, and then finally in 2019 they brought this Article 370. after Article 370, many changes have been taken place. But one apprehension about center in state of Jammu Kashmir is there is a growing threat of terrorism. Recently, we have seen many terror outfits propagated by deep stated terror affair state Pakistan. They are sending terrorists across our borders. Then they're targeting our security system. During Galwan Valley attack, all our security personnel from this area, from Jammu Kashmir, this is called LOC. This is called, this is area is Aksai Chin. This area is LAC. It comes a line of actual control. Line of control. From this area, they mobilize people to here. Our security forces, they are mobilized here. There was less security forces here in Jammu Kashmir region. So this was taken an opportunity by terrorists, and then they came into Indian soil and they started attacking. Terror attacks increased. However, it is high time that center should conduct election to this uh, Jammu Kashmir state legislature, and then bring the democratic process into the hand. That's what article is about says. Because people need recent election demonstrated. Lok Sabha election, more than 50% of people participated in the voting process. So this is the article about it. There is no much thing discussed in this. So today that much only. Thank you very much for the discussion.